to shut up and shoot.
Hi, here we go.
Straight Shooter Coffee, the official coffee of Therapyrange.
What's up, guys?
I've got a few minutes here while the house is empty. I hope you all had an amazing Christmas. I've been sitting here on the True Social, and we've been having a little bit of a discussion. Some people are calling it an argument. I don't call it an argument. I call it a debate because nobody's cussing or being dicks to one another. We're just having a conversation about 22s as self-defense items, self-defense guns. A lot of people, I seen a thread where a lot of people were telling this lady that she needed to just get a 22 for home defense, self-defense. And while I will agree that any gun is better than no gun, well, I'm going to rephrase that because there's the Jennings, by Brico Jennings J9s. Those are not better than no gun. I would rather have no gun than a Jennings J9 because of the unreliability of that firearm. It might shoot, it might not. It might go off in your hand when you're loading it. Who knows? So it might actually be worse than not having no gun. It's a false sense of security. But to stay on topic, 22s as a viable self-defense, home defense gun. Is it better than nothing? Yes, 100%. If all you have is a 22, then that is what you have to defend yourself with, and I will not shit on you for that because it's better than no gun at all. In an ideal situation, you would want to have something for home defense or self-defense, in my opinion, from what I believe, what I have learned in my life from handling firearms, from the ballistics testing that I've done out here on Therapyrange. I would say from my personal experiences handling firearms, and I've handled a lot, 22s are not acceptable for home defense or self-defense weapons. And this is why. I'm not just going to say that and not support it with any kind of data. The data that I have collected over my time of an experience of working with firearms, handling firearms, 22s will kill. They absolutely will end the life of whatever you shoot a 22 at. The problem with 22s is that they don't have enough mass behind them to cause enough significant damage per shot to end the threat immediately. And if we have to pull a weapon out to end a threat, if you are in a situation where you feel your life is in danger, that threat has to be eliminated with haste. Without haste, you've got to get rid of that threat. It's got to go away right now. And if you pull out, I don't know, let's just say you've got a Ruger 2245, I think is what they call it, the competition pistols. I go to that because I have a friend that has one, and was for a long time his go-to for home defense. And I've tried to explain is like, if someone kicks that door open while you're sitting there, and everything is perfect, okay? The door comes swinging open, your gun's sitting right next to you, it's fully loaded, one in the chamber, safety off, you pull that pistol up, and you start punching rounds onto the target. Again, those 22s don't carry enough mass behind them to create great deals of damage. Now, yes, they're going to poke holes into your target. But the problem is that if you don't hit a kill shot, if you don't put a lights out button shot on them, they're not going to die right then. The threat is not going to be eliminated right then, depending on the person that you're shooting. I mean, a lot of people get shot with a single 22, they're done, tapping out, I'm done, don't want no more. But if the person that is coming to you, say hypothetically it's an ex-husband that's got some jealous rage going on, big boy, 6'4", 325, and you pull that 22 out and you put 5 rounds in his fucking chest, and you didn't hit his heart because his chest is so big and puffy that the rounds never made it through his chest plate, and they just got lodged in his chest, in his sternum bone, and didn't get a kill shot, you put 5 more on him. You got hot shots all over his torso now. You got 4 or 5 right in the center. You got a couple down low, a couple up high, skimmed his neck. But none of those shots were lights out shots. Now that big son of a bitch that has an extra pint of blood because he's so much bigger than everybody else has 10, 15, 20 minutes to beat the living shit out of you, to take your gun from you, to beat you to death with it, to rape you, to violate you, to harm you, to kill your children, to cause harm to people around you. There's so many things that can happen from the time that your magazine runs dry until his heart runs dry. Now, when you come back to the same game, that same scenario plays itself out, and that door swings open, and you pull up a 380, 38, 9 mil, 40, 45, 10 mil, any of the number of various calibers of handgun ammunition out there that have 12 to 15 times the mass, game changes. You put 4 or 5 of those rounds on that sumbitch's big old bulky puffy ass chest, and they bust right through that chest plate and go right through and start ripping organs apart, blowing pieces of their heart out their back. The 22s don't do that. They don't do that. The old wise tale that, oh, well, they'll go in and bounce around. No, they don't. That's bullshit. It's urban legend. When a 22 hits a hard target, like a big old chunk of bone, that 22 is going to smash into a flat piece of metal and stop. It might explode and send little fragments spreading around throughout the body, which is obviously going to cause internal injuries and bleeding, but it's not catastrophic injury. It's not the kind of injury that's going to make the perpetrator stop doing what they were doing that made you pull your gun out and shoot them. Now, anybody, if you've ever had law enforcement or military training, when you shoot until the threat is eliminated. Well, what happens when you run 15 rounds of 22 into that son of a bitch and the threat ain't eliminated? And he's still coming. Yeah, he's hurt. He's mad now because you did hurt him. And he knows he's probably going to die later on. You probably killed him. But it's not going to happen for probably 45 minutes to an hour later in an ER somewhere with a team of surgeons digging around in his chest trying to find the bleeders to stop it. That's my 2 cents worth on it. That's why I prefer to say, go with a bigger caliber for home defense. If you're a small person, if you're a young person, if you have weak hands, there's been great leaps and bounds in the firearms industry to help accommodate elderly people and women that don't have the hand strength that men have to be able to hold and fire these weapons. So educate yourself. Knowledge is power. And if you don't know where to look, if you need somebody's advice, send me a message, comment on the video. I'll do whatever I can to help you. Because in my mind, an armed population is a polite population. We don't have all this fuckery taking foot when everyone knows that everyone's strapped. It's just my 2 cents worth on it. I'm going to end the video on that note and get back into this thread because there's been a lot of reading, a lot of posting going on, and I want to get back to this, but I did want to make this short video so I can get everything on my mind out in one statement versus having to jump back and forth between 15, 20 different posts, commenting and replying to people. Moral of the story, 22s are better than nothing. You can do better. When your life's on the line, you can do better. And with the advancements in technology that we have now, there's lots and lots of higher powered guns and small frames that have been designed for ladies and elderly people with poor grip strength. Live your life to the fullest because anything less is an injustice to yourself and every single person around you. I will help you. Message me if you have questions, if you have concerns, if you have ideas, if you just want someone to chat with, message me. I will help guide you in helping you purchase your first firearm. I will help guide you in finding the proper ammo for that firearm. And if you have the ability to get to Southern Ohio, I'll even train you on how to use your firearm. And I'll do all of this for free because I want more armed people in the population. But I also want people that know what the hell they're doing with their guns armed in the population. So I'm willing to do this for free. Anything that you need. If I can help, I will. And I'm more than happy to do it. Got an armed population is a polite population. It's really, truly that simple. Stay free, America. I'll be back out on the range as soon as the white death melts off. It's time to shut up and shoot.
Hi, here we go.